number 6. So yeah, I found out I was somebody's booty call, but I politely, what? Did not respond. Thank you. Boop. Number 6. What I realized in quarantine, I realized that I missed my family. I have been traveling. I traveled in undergrad. While I was in undergrad, when I graduated, I traveled. I moved to Atlanta. From Atlanta, I moved back home to Chicago. Then I stayed in Chicago, and then I moved to LA. So I've always been moving. And again, sitting down and being around my family and laughing and joking and seeing my nieces and nephews, it's like, man, I thought that the best things that were gonna make me feel so fulfilled were out there. And it wasn't. It was laughing and joking with them, you know, just having family time. I completely underestimated the value of that when I was younger, and I had more value in being independent. And now that I get older, I'm like, man, it's more value in connection, because when you going through what you inevitably will, those opportunities will not pacify you. And you can't call an opportunity and say, hey, I need somebody to talk to. You just can't. So I realized I missed my family, and it felt good to be home. It felt really good. Okay, number 7. I realized I was longing for connection, but my life wasn't set up to sustain that. Ooh. What? I realized, come on somebody, come on. I was longing for connection, but my life wasn't set up to sustain that. Listen, how you want to build connection with people and you always moving? And I convinced myself, like, I can do anything. You can meet people anywhere. You can, you don't have to be in one location to do anything. And a part of that is true. But when you're talking about putting roots to a thing, you do kind of have to be around, child. You do, like, even if not for you, the people you're involved with need and want that consistency. They want to know that we getting close and we getting cool, not just because you're here right now. Are we still going to be close and cool when you go back home? Are we still going to be close and cool when you get back on that plane and you go back to doing business as usual? So yeah, I wanted more connection than I had made space for in my life. And I was like, oh shoot, I got to figure out how to change this, child. Like, Tig, I'm saying with my mouth one thing I want, looking at my life, and it's like, where? How you gonna, where you gonna put it? Where you gonna put it? Let me know and we'll move it right in. But where you gonna put it? Nowhere, child, because I ain't no room. Okay, number 8. Quarantine taught me the importance of boundaries and saying what you need to say. Listen to me. I know we're in a time of this whole ghosting thing and subliminal messages and passive aggressiveness and narcissistic behavior and punishing people by having no contact or not speaking to them. All of that to me is weak. It's weak. Now, if you just dating somebody or you meet somebody and then you realize you don't want to talk to them no more, that's different. But if you have time in with somebody, y'all have some sort of a relationship, communication is very important. And we love to say, I don't owe nobody nothing, but yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you're going to say you have character, then you know you don't owe them. You owe yourself to communicate your boundaries and to say what you need to say. Even if what you're about to say is, hey, I can't do this no more. And I had to call and address certain things. I also had to cut certain people off. Now, hear me well. Communication is very important, but what I also learned was certain things that I had to cut off, I didn't have to say it anymore. If you find yourself being the only person, you keep bringing this to this person's attention, the only person who cares about it is you, child. And so after a while, you have to say, oh, okay, my feelings have shown up to let me know what I need to do about them. The only person who can address or help or change how I feel is me. So I'm about to go ahead and move around. Now, at that point, if you've constantly brought something to somebody, child, and it ain't changed, then you don't need to say again. You don't need to say again, hey, we need to talk. You don't need to bring it up again saying, hey, you hurt my feelings. No. Because the only person who cares at this point is you. You just need to go and figure out what you need to do that's best for you. And that's what I said. when people have behaved badly in your life and then you begin to check them on it, they feel offended. Like, how dare you tell me I can no longer put my dirty shoes on your nice rug? I've been doing it forever. You're damn right. But this time, if you do it again, your ass is out and you can't come back. You understand me? Oh, okay. Number 9. I learned in quarantine that I was divinely guided. First of all, I did not want to go home. Let's just say that. When the quarantine hit, I was telling my mom, like, girl, I'll be all right. I'm cool. The place that I was staying in LA, I had to move out of because the people in that house was sick and coughing, and I was sharing a bathroom. It was a lot. I had to exit stage left, but I didn't know that the world was about to shut down the way it did. But I found a place that was in my perfect price range. I had the exact amount of money to move in. I'm just thinking, like, awesome, right? Child, how about at this time, Sprint charged my account and they wasn't supposed to. Released the money, but Chase was holding it, which is really bizarre because Chase is normally good at releasing money. Chase was holding the money. So I'm going back and forth with them like, come on, y'all messing up my, it was still a little tight, but I had enough money to get the place. The day before, the weekend before, I was going to see the place on Monday. This happened Saturday. My car gets towed. Now, we in quarantine lockdown. I don't understand. Now, everybody at home. We got an order that everybody got to be at home. It's already hard to find parking in LA. I'm an inch off of the fire hydrant, child. And y'all towed my car. First of all, why y'all leaving outside? Sorry, I'm upset. Still upset. Why y'all leaving outside? And I know y'all didn't have masks on when you towed my car. I was livid. Do you understand me? $300 to get my car out. I was pissed. And I got this money held up with Chase. Do you know because of that, I could not get the place? Now, this is what's funny. I went to go see the place. I told the lady, like, hey, I got the amount for, the month. I don't have the security deposit. Can you give me to the weekend to give it to you? I'll have another check coming in. I can clear that. She's like, oh, no, I can't do that, bitch. Yes, you can. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Yes, you can. Like, come on. But of course, at this time, this is when the shutdown was really fresh. So people scared and scarcity mode and trying to get the most that they can up front. So she was like, no, I can't do that. So I leave the place. 30 minutes later, I'm still trying to work out with her. Like, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? She's like, no, she's not even responding. So about an hour later, I end up getting the money, right? She's not even returning my calls. I mean, I'm beating down this line, child. She's not returning my calls or anything. And finally, she got back to me and was like, oh, I decided not to rent out the place. Are you kidding me? And because of that, like I said, everything was shutting down. I didn't want to even do no Airbnbs because of what was going on. And my mama steady calling me like, listen, just come until they open the stuff back up. Then you can go back. I just want you to be safe. I just, so I ended up having to go home. And I did not want to go home, but it was the best thing that happened to me. So it showed me that I was divinely guided. That yeah, they told my car, child, but it was because God knew if I would have got that place, if I would have had the money, I would have got the place, and I would have still been in LA when he needed me, and I would have still been in LA and paying rent, even though my income, the biggest source of my income, had shut down. I'd have still been paying this lady rent. That was such a blessing to me. This is my last one, number 10. What I learned in quarantine was that rejection is nothing but protection. I was at home and I was still like, okay, let me secure a place before I go back to LA. So I'm looking at places and stuff, found this place, saw the video for it because they were doing virtual tours, but this one they posted on YouTube, child. So I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I want. I want hardwood floors, I want big windows, I want the sun shining through, a classic LA feel. And child, I was in constant contact with the lady because different people was looking at the place and I kept stalling, so I was nervous it wasn't going to be available. And so finally I applied for it, and I applied for the place and I got denied. But my feelings was hurt. Don't nobody want to get denied. So once I got back to LA, I hit the lady up like, hey, I have a cosigner. Is it possible for me to still, get the place? And so she was like, I'll reach out to the property manager and see, because I think it's still available. So I'm thinking like, oh, this is God. It's still available. I can just get a cosigner and move right in, child. I speak to the guy, to the property manager, And I asked him, hey, when can I see it? Because I'm here now. I was like, when can I see it? He was like, well, you can come see it tonight if you want to. I said, oh, yes. Come on, let's get this thing right on in. I'll bring my luggage with me. Child, when I got to the place, like, ugh. But I'm still like, you know what, it's okay. Maybe the neighborhood is bad, but when you go inside, it's beautiful. Child, let me tell you something. The security guard who was showing me the place was like, listen. He was like, I can't say certain things because this is my job. But all I'm going to say is, if you need to stay here because it's a close commute to work, then okay. He's like, but if you don't, that's all I'm going to say. This unit had been sitting. It ain't been cleaned. It was bugs in there, child. Drawers all over the place, sitting on top of the all cabinets open. It had literally just been sitting. And I forgot a point. When I first went to apply for this place, my credit card wouldn't even work. And I was like, where's my card not working? I've never had no problems with my card. Like, not a credit card, this is my debit. This is for my account. There's money in there, child. So I used my mama card and it worked. But I ain't gonna lie, even in that moment, I did think like, that's weird. And I feel like that's a sign, but I'm gonna go ahead anyway. And so once I finally see the place, it hits me like, Lord, thank you. And just to think, if I would have got approved for that place, I would have been sleeping with spiders, roaches, and ticks. It was a tick on the wall. I wasn't supposed to do that. My heart would have been broken when I would have got there and realized it was not what it was advertised to be. But God, I already knew that. And see, I'm taking, when we get rejection and we've had bad experiences in that area, we go straight into the story. Like, oh, well, I'm used to being rejected. I knew this one gonna work out for me because I know it worked out for me. Girl, shut up. It's not that things never work out for you. It's that you never choose what's best for you. How about that? You haven't been exposed to the revelation of what you deserve. You don't even know that you're choosing things less than you. How about that's why it's not working out? Because it ain't for your well-being. Because what you think it's going to do for you ain't going to do that. How about that? So that was my last one, y'all. Number 10. Rejection is nothing but protection. It's love. It's saying, I know you think this is going to be what you want it to be, but it's not. And you don't know it, but I do. But I do. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed my 10 things I learned from quarantine. I love y'all. I hope you guys are well. And if you're going back out in the world, child, don't forget the wisdom you learned when you was sitting behind them doors. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. I love y'all. Peace.